Hello, this is Sevin Phillips. Sometimes people find themselves in a situation in relationships where it's very difficult to talk to somebody else. Maybe you don't feel safe. Maybe it's the kind of conversation that ends up in a fight. And perhaps you're really scared. Sometimes writing a letter is a better way to open the door to an in-person conversation. I'm going to teach you the structure that I use to write these kinds of letters for the best outcome that is possible. Now, this could be to a friend, it could be to a family member, it could be to a lover. Really, it's used when you want to get really clear about what is going on for you and your experience and share it with somebody else and have them truly understand you. Also, it's great because when you take the time to write a letter, you take the time to understand yourself. And sometimes by writing the letter, you can have a deeper understanding of what's really going on for you, which is a great thing to do before you talk to somebody. Now, the first part of the letter needs to begin like this. I'm writing this letter because. That first paragraph needs to be sharing the intent of the whole letter. An example could be, I'm writing this letter because I've noticed over the last couple of months that we haven't been talking to each other as much, and I feel disconnected. Something like that. And then you move into the body of the letter. The body of the letter needs to be really simple and really clear. Usually there's 1, 2, or 3 examples of your experience that you want to share. The formula is this. You name the behavior or the words that were said, and then you name the experience that you had as a result of that. Because obviously it's not okay to tell somebody what they think or what they feel or even insinuate that you know what they're doing. So an example might be, when you came over to my house a couple weeks ago, you told me that you didn't trust me anymore. What I took out of that is you didn't want to be friends with me anymore, which is really scary and it makes me sad. Another example could be, I saw you at a party a couple weeks ago, and you came in and left really quickly, and I was worried that you saw me and left because you didn't really want to see me anymore. So again, notice how clean it is and how simple it is. This is the kind of letter that you need to write. And then the very last paragraph is really letting them know what you want out of this. An example might be, after reading this letter, will you text or reach out to me and let me know when a good time would be to talk, because I really want to clear this up and I want to have our friendship back. It's a great example of how to end it. You're letting them know what you want out of it, which is very great. Now, some things you get to watch out for. Most people want to write longer letters. This should really be only 15 to 20 sentences. That's simple. I know there's a lot more feeling and probably a lot more content that you could put into it, but this isn't a place to do that. What happens if you do put too much information in is you lose the intent of the letter, you dilute it, and you also run the risk of having that person who's reading it grab onto something that you said that has nothing to do with really what you want to tell them. Another thing you can do is have somebody that you respect read the letter. Tell them what you're trying to do. Tell them the format that I'm discussing here, and have them look if there's any sort of hooks or any sort of triggers in there that maybe you've strayed away from the format and it might lend itself to take away from what you're wanting to say. And of course, most of these kinds of letters lead to deeper communications and more in-person meetings and more love in our lives, really. I hope this is helpful. Thank you.